Well, here we are at the Shoot It Straight podcast.
We're back.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I don't think Squat's ready.
Squat, what are you playing with down there, buddy?
Oh
man.
Oh. Come here, buddy. Somebody's getting a little brave with being, in the podcast studio.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully that's all right. For those, again, that aren't watching, I have Squat here in my lap with me he's been about 96% of the time now at this point. He's getting a little brave in the podcast studio.
Yes.
I think he's liking the exploring.
And if this is your first episode, Squat is our 14-pound miniature dachshund.
Yeah,
He is the king.
He is king. He definitely is a lap dog, but he also is quite the hound and needs to sniff just about everything all the time. Even though there's really not a lot in here, that's what's kind of funny.
No.
He gets really excited to come in here now, though.
Yes.
I think that's
And we just moved. He's got his own backyard, so he's very excited. And when you guys hear this, it'll be like springtime, so he'll probably be playing outside.
We hope so. I mean, it's been muddy and rainy out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I guess we need the rain, supposedly. That's what they always say.
Yeah, it's in some country songs too. Like Uncle Joe in Oklahoma needs the rain.
I am here for the rain. I love rainy days. I love like the Portland, Oregon vibes. But when it's winter and really cold, I'm sure we're all ready to get out on the golf course. Are we?
Yeah, because then we can't play golf. We get these nice days every once in a while, but yeah, it's about to be ready for springtime and get into golf. So springtime is here. I feel like golf season is upon us. Obviously, golf is 24/7 year round, really. That's right.
If you were to look at it from like ESPN's point of view or whatever. Or if we have the luxury of traveling all over the world and going to Hawaii and South Florida during the winter months. But for most of us, it is the springtime in the Americas.
It's go time.
It's go time. It is time to get back into the swing of golf. No pun intended.
That was a good one.
That was good. I didn't mean to say that.
You might have a career in this.
And in the spirit of golf fitnessing, it's important to talk about how we can train and play golf at the same time. And I think a common question that comes up, again, and this is not always just for the sport of golf that we're talking about some of this stuff. I think it's important to highlight that we're talking about golf fitness, but also like if you're fitnessing for your other sport of choice or whatever, like how best to balance your training. Some might call this like if you're a hybrid athlete or whatever, if you like lifting, but you also like to go out for long ruck runs or hiking or whatever your sport is, bowling, I don't know. But how best to balance your golf training, golf specific training, like basically in season versus off season and what that looks like.
Right. And it's just a great time to change it up. So,
yes.
So a lot of people now are getting, out of the off season and we are entering the in season. So in the off season was your chance to, and you can still make gains, but it was your chance to really like kind of build up a lot of strength, build up your endurance, increase your capacity, take your volume up in the gym. That'd be like, days in the gym, how long your workouts are, how many repetitions of something you're doing. And like kind of taking your workouts to a little bit more fatigue, like getting more exhausted, because that's probably what you were doing more of, as opposed to now, if you're a serious golfer, you want to be playing more golf, right? So it's what we do. And it's how you get better. You get out there and play. It's a game we play and we get better. So a few differences here. Like, now that we're getting into the in season, you want to figure out how many days a week that you're actually going to play golf and versus how many you're going to be in the gym. And that would be how you determine your programming. Now, what's interesting and what a lot of people think is, one thing we want to think about is you don't want to be too sore when you're going out there and playing golf. Like if you're sore, if you have a stiff neck or whatever it is that you've done, if you can barely touch your legs because you did a crazy bodybuilder leg day and like you're leg pressing and lunging and this and that, and like you can't even touch your legs, you're going to have a rough day out there. You're probably not going to shoot your best round. Maybe you are, but probably not.
Probably not. It's going to hurt.
We've worked really hard in the off season. We've got all these gains. We have speed. We have power. We have strength. We have more mobility. We've crushed it. Now it's the season. We want to play more golf, but we don't want to lose all of those gains that we just put in. So what we want to do is when we get to the gym, we still want to do a lot of the things that we were doing in the off season. We still want to strain for mobility. We still want to try to get stronger. We still want power. However, we want to actually bring the volume down. So we want to do less repetitions, maybe less sets even, and we actually want to take the intensity of each one of those reps higher, but not to fatigue. right? So we still want to go into the gym. If you were squatting in your off season, you still want to squat in season. Instead of doing, for example, like 4 sets of 8 repetitions, and now you're going to be doing like 3 sets of 3 repetitions with heavier weight. Now, people are probably going to like, oh, that guy's crazy, right? Like heavier weight, but you're not doing it for as many reps, and you're not going to be taking it close to failure. You're just going to be, it's very high intensity, but it's going to be much less fatiguing.
So the actual volume, like what is it? Reps times sets times weight is less,
right,
in off season, right? Mathematically.
In season.
In the in season. Yeah, right. Yeah. Sorry. Right. Yes. Okay, yes. Cool. Got it.
So that way, and you're thinking about it this way, is like, we're naturally going to have like plateaus in fitness. I've been doing this for 22 years. If I was going up the entire time, I'd be deadlifting like 5 million pounds.
Right.
Cool.
Sign me up.
Right. It'd be great, but I'm not. So we're going to have these natural ebbs and flows. You're going to go up, you're going to plateau, up and plateau. So like the in season, right? Like we've done our work in the off season. We want to keep those gains, right? So yeah, you're going to not take your things to the very end, but yeah, you're just going to bring all the volume down, but it's still going to be intense. You're actually going to lift heavier.
Yeah.
But you're not doing it for, like, you can't do, like, say if I could back squat for 8 times, say if I could do 275, right? I can do a lot more for 3. So that's what I want to do, because that's going to help me keep my strength. I'm not going to my strength's not going to skyrocket, but I'm going to keep it. And then at the end of the workout, you're going to be surprised, and your workout's not going to be as long. They're not going to be as taxing. And at the end, you're probably going to feel like you can go play a round of golf.
Yeah.
But you're still going to jump. You're still going to, do your med ball slams if you're training for power. If you're not quite to that level yet, you're not going to do that. You're not going to start doing that in the in season. Maybe you will. All depends on, your fitness level. But, you're going to keep doing a lot of things you were doing in the off season, just a little differently.
Are you seeing these guys like Justin Thomas and Scotty out there doing a lift right before a round of golf?
They're in the gym doing the stuff that they do. Yeah. John Rahm, they posted him the other day, and it was the day before the tournament or something, and he was doing some heavy deadlifts and some heavy front squats, and they looked pretty good. And they were heavy. You could tell he was they only showed a couple of reps, and I bet that's all he did, because his trainer is really good. He's got one of the best ones out there. But yeah, it only showed him doing 2 or 3 reps of each of them. I mean, granted, they cut the video, so it didn't say, it didn't show him. It didn't show him at a dead stop picking up the barbell and then setting it down and walking away. So I don't know how many reps he did, but I think it showed him doing 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was heavy loads. He's a big, strong guy, but I doubt he can lift that much more than that. That was probably pretty close. That was probably his 90% of his 3 rep max or whatever he was doing. It was up there. It looked pretty intense for him. And then he went out and won.
That's wild.
He won 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's the kind of training that you want to see. It's going to be different for every person, right? But I think the biggest goal is that you don't want to just be training yourself to a crazy level of fatigue. We want to, and this is how it works in all levels of fitness. It's about dosing.
Yeah.
You don't want to take too much, and it's just with medication, right? You take your dose, you get your body to respond, and it makes you better. Same thing in fitness, right? We don't want to underdose, because then we're not getting the proper effects. We don't want to overdose, because then you're just straight up doing too much. We want to just give our body a little bit to respond, and and you could say even in the in season, you're probably even trying to give yourself just a little bit less to keep just barely responding, because you're not trying to get fatigued, you're not trying to get sore.
Well, yeah, and it's again, this goes back to any sport and in any fitnessing, right? Periodizing your fitness is super important.
Absolutely.
Super critical.
You got to have deloads. You got to have, all sorts of things go into your proper training program. Now, a lot of people just have natural deloads. I don't think everyone needs a really prescribed deload, because you're probably just going to take a week off and go travel and walk around and stuff like that. And it's probably going to be your deload week, and you can come back and kind of, a lot of people talk about a deload is changing the oil in your car, kind of just cleaning yourself up a little bit. But that's, a lot of people are going to take some natural breaks anyways.
Yeah. And again, this is where you're speaking general population. Maybe your deload is your family vacation that's happening once every quarter, or whatever you bachelorette party, whatever it is. Right. And then, for someone there are the serious athletes out there that are strict with their training 365. They need it. Yeah, they need to take 100%. The time off. that's actually what's probably the harder thing for those types of personalities, to get away from the gym and understand that you're actually reaping a ton of benefits by stepping outside of the gym. And not even just physically. Sometimes we've all been like in that mental funk where like a couple of weeks of working out, you're just like, I feel like hot shit every time I go to the gym. I'm not into it.
Right.
Sometimes taking a moment away is like the best possible thing, because then you're finally like craving it again. Your body's like really wanting to get back into the gym, and you actually feel a million times better.
Right.
You sometimes can even like PR lift or see the gains happen, because taking time off is actually also when your body's recovering and actually getting stronger.
Yeah,
not
like,
when you're actually breaking it down in the gym.
Right. And Ripito said that the best, right? He was like, you don't get big and strong from lifting weights, you get big and strong from recovering from lifting weights.
We love that.
I love that. Sleeping, yeah, just taking a rest day. Like, and me and you are both on our rest day right now, and it's like, I want to work out today.
But you know,
it's like, we've been doing this long enough that it's like, you've got to recover, you've got to rest, because just a lot of things can happen if you don't like pay attention to that.
So that's important. So let's kind of talk through, maybe like give some real life examples of what 2 different weeks would look like, just depending on how much golf somebody is playing. So maybe like first would be the person that's probably golfing once every weekend. You know, the once a week golfer, I feel like, is pretty common. You've got the guys that all go out on Sunday together every week, and you know, they're working their 9 to 5. They've got their kid life, their family life. How are they fitting in golf training into their, you know, in-season training? What does that look like? One day a week, 2 days a week?
I mean, so it depends on, you know, what their availability is, what they can commit to. I typically like to see 2 to 3 times a week. Once a week is just really not enough. You know, that's just not enough. You just need to work out a little more than that. I mean, maybe if you're struggling to get 2 days in, one workout and like walking or something, at least doing a good warm-up when you make time to go play. But yeah, I'd like to see 2 to 3 times a week. And when we're training for like speed and power, you want to make sure you have a rest day. So let's just say, like, in a perfect world, your workouts would be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep.
And I don't want to ever pigeonhole people and be like, you cannot work out back to back, you know, because if that happens, you know, it's great. And if you're training the right way, if you just don't want to do power training, like in speed training back to back, because you just need, they've done a lot of studies. Like, I mean, super speed's a great example. Like, they say you need like 48 hours before you're going to go back and do like the speed sticks and stuff like that, just because you're not going to be as explosive, especially if you went like 100, you know, if you really like tax your central nervous system, like your brain, then you're going to need some recovery. So like, yeah, in a perfect world, it'd be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, go play golf on Saturday or Sunday or something like that. Or, you know, if you really want to, you know, err on the side of caution, if you're still like kind of new at it and you're getting a little sore and fatigued, which we're trying to, and you know, none of this is ever going to be perfect, right? Like, we're going to try to taper it off and make sure you're not sore for your round of golf. But if you're really concerned about that, maybe feel it out first and kind of give yourself a day off before you go play. Yeah. Especially if you're competitive. And you want to go win some money or something.
Totally.
But yeah, that's like the weekend warrior. And then, you know, like guys, I mean, I train people that are in tournaments and play, you know, some pretty competitive golf. And, you know, I get them like a pre-round warm up or something, right? And it's not going to be like a ton of weightlifting, but it's going to be explosive movements. Like, you know, they're going to jump, they're going to slam stuff around. They're going to do a lot of mobility, just get their body like primed up to go play. And when I've noticed, like in my own game, when I do that, when I do like a good like range warm up, I do hit the ball a lot better. I do look silly out on the range, and I've had people like kind of give me weird looks, and then I've had people write me on Instagram. They're like, "There's no way you do that on the range," and like, this is a video of me doing it on the range.
Yeah.
What do you like? This is literally me doing it. But and I've done stuff in the parking lot. I mean, it's, you know, do you, and then, you know, they can make fun of you all you want when you're bombing the ball by them, and, you know, and you're kicking their ass.
Well, yeah,
so that's fine.
Doesn't take you 9 holes to finally get warmed up.
Exactly. So I mean, and you're lowering your risk for injury, like, you know, and especially if you're like running late, you know, get your, like, try to spend 5 minutes, like, you know, just getting your body mobile. And I even add in like jumps and stuff like that. I'll do like speed skaters or you know, lunges and squat to calf raises and things like that. Just getting my entire body primed up before I hit a golf ball is awesome. You know, just getting the big the big joints and everything moving.
Yeah, especially in the colder months. Like, so again, like sometimes the morning rounds can be really cold for a while. Like it literally doesn't get warm till 10 o'clock. And, you know, again, depending on where you're at, but for the March and April months, it's like, it can be chilly. So it's actually good to get the heart rate up and get your actual blood pumping a little bit too. Yeah.
And just like, when you think about it, right? Like if you're a weekend warrior and you play golf on the weekends once, or maybe you sneak out like during the week and get another round in, training like for golf and like training yourself in the gym is going to be the closest thing to like getting your body moving in a way that you're similar to the golf swing, that is going to be able to just keep your game sharp, right? Because even though you don't need to go to the gym and do a bunch of different like exercises that look like the golf swing, I can make a case that every single fitness exercise could somehow be related to the golf swing. And I'll do just a couple for fun, right? So you grab your golf club. First thing you do is you hinge like a deadlift, right? We send our hips back, load up through the hamstrings and glutes, just like you would in a deadlift. Now, when you rotate back and take the club to the top, it's got to come back down. So we pull it down. So that's like a pull up or a pull down or something like that, right? In transition, we load and we squat down and we press into the ground like we would in a squat. So just take all those and then you push at the very end. It looks like similar to like a push-up or something. And then you, as the club is going through impact, you actually pull it back, because we don't just throw the club when we're done hitting the ball, right? It doesn't just fly out of our hands and go.
Sometimes if it's wet.
Maybe. But you actually do you pull, it's your centripetal force, like you pull it around your body. The club is spinning around your body, so you pull it back like a single arm row, right? So if you go squat, you go deadlift, you go pull up, push ups, and rows, you're doing all those movements in a golf swing. So now you're technically getting in a form of golf practice. And I'm really stretching it here. This is a total stretch. But so getting into the gym is going to help you keep your game sharp, even though you're not swinging a golf club.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get roasted for that one, but that was a stretch.
I'm here for it. No, I'm here. I mean, listen, I think a good takeaway from this episode and a lot of our future episodes, I'm sure, is that lifting weights and the ability to have the body awareness that lifting weights provides, the mobility that lifting weights provides, and the strength. Like, it is hard to lift weights, makes other things so much easier. It can translate to so many. We can talk about everyday things. We talk about when you're carrying your luggage or carrying your groceries. It's so cliche, but it's like there's no reason that it can't translate into golf as well, where it's like, oh yeah, well, my mobility and my strength and my stability, my stamina, my ability to just be on the golf course and stay and have better stamina for 3 to 4, 5 hours on the golf course. That alone is like a big win, and it can be a big challenge for people, like losing like the gas left in the tank and on the back half, right? So why not working out for a good hard 60-minute workout or whatever a few times a week to like give yourself that extra stamina and strength in your body's ability to like kind of withstand the game of golf. Yeah,
it gives you muscle endurance and strength. It's going to help you. When you get towards the end of your round, especially if you're walking, maybe it's a hilly course, you're pushing your cart, you're carrying it on your back, or you're pushing your bag on a cart. But yeah, it's like, it's going to help you just as much in life, but yeah, on the golf course.
Yeah.
So, just everyday movements just really help.
Well, that's awesome. I feel like we wrapped that one up pretty nicely in a nice little bow. Do you have anything else to add? Like, am I forgetting?
So when this podcast is released, we will be launching our subscription-based model on for our programming. So it's going to be more of a community-based. I'm going to provide like daily insights into the training. So it's just going to be a little more involved. It's going to launch during in season, so we'll be doing some of the workouts like we've talked about. Some of the modalities that are being used in that will show its face in these programs.
Yeah.
Really excited about that, just because it is going to be something that we can all be involved in, see how each other does, a little bit of accountability, and just even more information to help you improve your game and crush this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's like totally a thing, and I think our community is going to love it. Standalone programs will still exist.
Of course.
For people that kind of want to do the one-offs, but for those that want a little accountability and to follow along with some other people that are training literally worldwide, all over the place. We have clients everywhere, which is really cool. It'll be cool to like follow along the program. Maybe I will be dabbling in. Maybe Squat will dabble in as well. To some golf fitness subscriptions.
Well, and then Squat will not be an only child.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll have to introduce his brother soon.
And it's a puppy brother. It's not a human brother. So
please don't. Oh yeah, thank you for clarifying.
Yes, he's, some people do that. They dress their dog up like, I'm gonna be a big brother, and it's like the human.
No.
We're like,
That's not a
this is a fluffy, furry
This is another
baby.
fuzzy worm brother. That is a dachshund.
Yes.
So anyway, well, thanks guys for listening. Hopefully you got something good out of this. As always, do reach out to us on the Instagrams. I am at Erika Elko, ErikaElko. We've got Cody
Wescott Golf. And if you ever have any questions about anything fitness related, golf, shoot me a DM on Instagram, or feel free to email me at cody@codywescottgolf.com.
Perfect. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.